Hello everyone, today I'm going to walk you through a few games I've had with the Eldridge deck. I'm also going to explain my deck. This was made by someone else on YouTube. They're like, here's a really cheap and easy Eldridge deck to use, so I'm naturally just using it. However, I've made some few changes. For one, I'm going to right here on camera take out Soul Judgment. I don't ever use this card, so it just doesn't make sense to be in there. And I think the only other thing is I added an extra Eldlich, and I added Foolish Burial somewheres. In this video, I'm using the old one before Foolish Burial. God, I can't speak right now. And it was when I still had Soul Judgment in the deck, but I don't ever use that card, so I got get rid of it. I'll take you through the run through the deck really simply. A lot of these cards just help summon these cards over and over again. There's some this card can just be useful to like kind of mess with the other team, put it on their side, or tribute some stuff that they put on their side. This card is used for negating some effects. Skill Drain, very useful card. Basically, monsters can't activate their effects while they're face up, and that can be really useful stopping out a lot of teams. And we have Raigeki, and Lightning Storm to kind of break up some of the stuff, as long as with some other trap cards, such as Return to Hand, destroy all the cards on the field, and destroy all the cards when there are 4 more monsters. Now, all these are pretty useful over the simple fact that it does not matter if my cards get sent to the graveyard, because I can easily summon them out. Like, when these are in the graveyard, a lot of these cards down here can summon them from the graveyard, and they'll tribute the card. You can show my physical card. Yeah. So a lot of them can do that. There's cards like Golden Land Forever, where if you have an Eldridge, you can destroy a card that they activate and negate the activation. And yeah, this deck was super useful for getting me the gold, and it's also so I can actually save resources and put a little more progress into something like my Blue Eyes deck, which is that I want to fully develop, but that is very cost heavy, especially the one I wanted to build, the one I saw that was pretty good. So yeah, this is super resource neutral deck. I will link it below. You can copy it. Now let's get into some of the matches. Alright, so let's jump into the first match. Now this is what I want to improve on from last video. First I showcased off their deck, so they were running, I'm not quite sure what, but it looks like mostly just Cyber Dragon deck. And yeah, let's play out this match. Now this was, I think, like the first time I'm using this deck, so there are some things I do that are a little dumb. Yeah, I think this is before I played with Ethan last night. He's one of my friends. We just played like 10 plus matches of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this deck was, it proved its worth. Now here I got a bad opening rotation. Not that it is bad, it's just lacking a lot of utility. We summoned that to the field. This was before I was smart enough to put in like defense, withdrawal, put it back into the graveyard. And the whole thing we're just trying to do, get Eldlich on the field. But until then, we're kind of like stalling, get some of these cards. When these cards in the graveyard, a lot of times they can get Eldridge from graveyard to the thing. Here was a dumb activation of this, but also, it reset his turn, slowed him down by a little bit, but also he got that out. Activated Skill Drain, so that way he can't use effects while his cards are face up. He can only do effects from like graveyards and stuff. So, Raigeki came out, destroyed all the cards, came in super clutch, sent all the cards from my hand over, take out Skill Drain, which, looking back at that, very dumb, because I end up in, yeah, but it was not worth getting rid of Skill Drain. 2 Skill Drains, mind you. Especially when I have Eldlich right there, which could have just summoned the card, which if I'm not mistaken, can I look back and post? Special summon from your monster from your hand or deck in defense position. If you control a monster, you can only use special summon Eldritch monster from this effect. Yeah, I could have just, if I waited, could have just used this. Is this not fast forward? Yeah, so we got a second Eldritch, which you want as many out as possible, because the more you can have rotating in and out of your graveyard, the better. And yeah, now that they have 2 out, and here's even my third one, that's when I was confident that I was not going to lose this one, because this deck has so much disruption, so much getting rid of a lot of their cards and whatnot, so many field wipes, and it doesn't matter to me if my cards get wiped off the field, like with Eldridge. It just simply doesn't matter to me. I think I use, okay, I get another Eldridge out. Oh, it's in hand. Do I get rid of a card to put it out? Actually, I guess I didn't need to. Put that to their side, get rid of it. It doesn't really serve any benefit doing that. I just do that. A lot of times I'll put it to their side and then destroy all their cards. He uses Monster Reborn, which is a very useful card. But with this deck, Monster Reborn isn't perhaps a must run because of the fact there are some cards that are helpful that you can only attack with zombie monsters, which Eldlich is. And, well, if I steal something that isn't one of those, well, it's kind of not useful. Right there, we use Pot of Prosperity to get rid of stuff from my extra deck because I don't use extra deck at all on this team. So I simply just get rid of everything from my extra deck so I can draw cards. We summon the third one here, and if I'm not mistaken, this did end on turn 11, so pretty sure it ends here by just sheer brute force. I guess not. Unless I do something. I don't guess it didn't end this turn. I just kind of learned exactly what this card down here does. Basically, it needs to be in your hand. It will negate something if you summon it out, but you can only summon it off like that. I use this to destroy all the cards because I know Eldritch will not get destroyed. Or maybe I didn't know that. I'm not sure if I knew that, but I did it anyways. He had strong enough power to overdo me, but thankfully I can return the card to his hand with, you know, what looks like the one-handed Kamehameha Kid Goku when he's fighting Demon King Piccolo. If you know, you know. Yeah, he does that, but that means I should be able to activate the return to hand here, because yes, I can. Now I can. And that wins me the match. Not right away, but it wins me the match. We get Eldlich out, he ends his turn, and it's over. It's over. But yeah, that was a pretty good first turn. Now let me show you a bad game. Alright, so if you look at his deck, you know, he's running, I don't know, pots. He's running Virtual World by the looks of it. You know, he has Max C's. All 60s cards are very useful. And these are useful for, you know, leveling up attacks and stuff. And yeah, so you'll see, this lasts 3 turns, and I lose this match. Now this is what can happen with Eldlich, which can hold it back, which can stop you from winning all your matches. Because if circumstances go bad and they're using a very good team, like this is pretty much a Link team, I ate shit. Simple as that. Pulled nothing for Eldlich. Turn 1, I destroyed 2 disrupting cards, a draw card, and Cursed Eldland, which doesn't really help. Like, you can add from your deck to your hand, but, you know, personally, I don't like that. Oh, this is also on fast forward. Personally, I'd rather much summon Eldlich from my deck, from like my graveyard, because from hand it takes a lot of stuff. Like, yes, it's useful if, you know, you just don't have one in the graveyard yet, but do I have like Foolish Burial and whatnot? And you can also just kind of put him in graveyard from your hand, I'm pretty sure. So, and then just summon him from your graveyard. Yeah, I mean, like Curse Eldland is just the size because of that, but yeah. So here we are, turn 1. If he was able to attack on turn 1, he'd be super close to taking me out. We do that. Get some cards, but he negates it with Ash Blossom. Super useful card. Sucks. We get Skill Drain out. We use Lightning Storm and then Raigeki to try to get rid of his cards. I don't think it works. I don't remember exactly. It does work. Okay. So from here, I was not thinking that I was in any danger of losing this at all. But here we are in turn 3. I sacrifice more HP, which it's not always a bad thing, but in this case scenario it just turned out to be bad because I already used a lot of my life points with nothing on the field still. So yeah, this is just, he just gets set up, kills me. I don't remember exactly what it does, but I know he's just placing cards, using them for fusions, getting more attack, still doing it. You know, you gotta love fusions deck, especially in real time. Oh, in real time these are so fun to fight. they take forever. He summons again, and this was like, oh shit, I just lose. And then I just lose. Enough of that one. Alright, this deck, I remember, okay, so it's, one of the names had it, or maybe not. It's just I guess it's just a Gaia deck. Essentially, he got counterplayed. And I'll play this match, because this is a funny one. Because it wasn't, like, I must have just really messed, like, one turn got him to leave. Like, I did something on a turn, and he's like, nah, I lost. So, I think I go first, use this to get Eldlich in my hand, or I guess just to summon him. Oh yeah, because he summons in defense position. Place those down just for bait, not one of, I mean one of them is for bait, but not both of them are. Put them both in attack position, raise our attack. Turn 3 already, this guy is taking this game very slow. You know, it looks like, yeah, so he takes no turn. I use Raigeki to destroy the card I put on his thing. I realize that he doesn't take damage, and then he leaves. It's a weird map. Alright, this guy was the last match I just had, which is why I just sat down to record this one. It's a shadow deck. It seemed like it was pretty good, and I maybe shouldn't have won, but I did. This match took, like, literally, like, 45 minutes in real time. It was really bad. It's, like, one of the longest matches I've ever had. It didn't feel that long, though, but it is literally only 12 turns. And it was an eternity. It just took forever. Open in hand, not the greatest. Thought I was going to lose immediately. He uses Foolish Burial, which reminds me that I need to equip Foolish Burial on my deck, so I did. He's just doing classic Shadow, setting up. I grab Pot of Extravagance. He negates it with Ash Blossom. This card is everywhere. I now see how good it is. You just get in your hand, your opening hand, and you've won. Like, you can really mess them up. Do a lot of things. Which is why, you know, I try to be a little weary with what I summon first, just in case I have Ash. Unless I'm not thinking, which is, okay, well, to be fair, it's most of the time when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! So, you know, it's just still setting up. Turn 2. Well, now it's turn 2. I set all my cards down for Intimidation, but they're also all ones that should be set down. I got rid of his effects instead of his monsters, because a lot of times I feel it's more effective with that card to get rid of their spells, because we don't have any really real spell deletion on this team, which is something definitely have to look into trying to add to the deck. So we activate Hokuero here, and I think we just put him in defense position. We don't tribute any monsters, nor do I don't think we had the ability to, but there was really no reason just to vanquish any monsters. I think this also gets summoned into defense position. Yep. Because this is when I realized, oh yeah, I should just summon these in defense position. Then we do, I think, okay, no, this actually gets an Eldlich out. Okay. So here we set that down because I plan to eventually use it. Golden Land Forever, super useful card. And, you know, we just take out that card. Looked important. It's still my process behind it. They're doing a lot. I imagine this player is actually fairly good. They were doing a lot of smart things, but I was using Eldlich. But I also didn't deserve my win, if I'm being honest. I didn't deserve my win. If I didn't have skill drain, I wouldn't have won, which really just shows how powerful that card is. And just here I decide, it's okay, I'll wipe out all my cards. Though, probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, because I didn't have any immediate way to get Eldlich back on the field. Like, I had to, like, wait till, like, he just went to attack phase, essentially. I was like, well, this is bad. And so, you know, he's still setting up, he gets rid of skill drain, which is, like, that's when I thought I lost already. Like, when this happened, I just went on Twitter. Like, he started summoning all these monsters, all high level, you know. And I'm like, yeah, this match is over with. But it wasn't over with. We're not even halfway through it yet. Which is still crazy to me. The power Eldlich has to just hold on and, like, essentially stall is actually as crazy. We use both of those there just so, you know, he, like, just so he has to look at us. Because, you know, I was going to activate Eldlich in the first place. He tried to stop it, or at least he did something. And I thought he was going to try to stop it. So I use another one, get 2 of them out here. And if I'm not mistaken, I still have one in my deck. Oh no, the other one was in my graveyard. This might also be the match where he banishes. That's the match I didn't read. Like, this card can't be destroyed. If you're stronger than it, you won't clash with it, you'll do damage, but it can't be destroyed. I didn't read, so I was like, oh, well. I had no reason to. If it gets summoned to my graveyard, I can just do that. This gets summoned from my hand. In hindsight, should have put that in defense position, because, I mean, I wasn't my turn to attack. So, we do this, get out Huquero. And then, he destroys Eldlich again, but I still have one. Put in attack position, just to see, because I didn't know I couldn't destroy it yet. I thought maybe, oh, you can't destroy it with neutral clash. No, you just can't destroy it. Eldlich is in hand. I can't special summon it, but... Also, I'm using Blue Eye Sleeves to throw people off. This is when I realize you can't destroy it, which is when I activate... I think next turn I can just start wiping stuff out. Oh no, Huquera, no, this one isn't Huquera. This one is Conquistador. With this one, I just got rid of stuff. Also, he banishes one of my Eldritch. I'm really scared at this point now. And... yeah. It's just like, this is when I'm just gonna lose. But I don't lose. Weirdly enough. We get Eldlich out, we special summon it from our hand, I'm pretty sure. Guess not. Yeah, this is like, I'm just scared. But I activate Skill Drain again. And I think he just leaves. I don't know, something happens, he just leaves. Maybe I destroy all his monsters. Oh yeah, so he doesn't win in that turn. I think he misclicks and then just leaves out of frustration. Like, he just didn't kill me that turn when he could have. I think he left because of that. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'll make sure to link the post on how to build this deck. And yeah, have fun running it, I guess. See ya.